Yeah, we're here now at the complex. My name is Brother Gary, founder of Black Lives Matter, Rhode Island. We're here at the complex of the assault on these young kids. This is amazing that we live in this time and this day where police are brutalizing black and brown people again. And this is why we talk about defunding the police. You know, we need escalation and de-escalation to happen for these young kids. We pay the police to protect us in America. This is one of the worst assaults in Providence. It's disgusting. I'm ashamed of these police around this country. It's horrible that we pay our tax dollars to these savages that go around assaulting our kids. I mean, we can't even protect our families if you don't protect us. This is terrible. I'm ashamed. Obnoxious. This is one of the worst assaults in Rhode Island history. So now we had manned up and we got lawyers involved. And for the families, they need protection. So we have to start now. We have to start now. This is a community, all join hands in this community that we all come together to make change. So, you know, next up, one of the assault victims.
This is Rashad. He was one of the young victims who was assaulted. You want to talk about how you feel? Or?
To be honest, I feel like none of that should have ever happened. We shouldn't have to go walking through the streets thinking that a cop might pull up on us and try something on us. We shouldn't have to feel like that at all.
Do you think that anything happened where you should have been treated the way that you were treated by police? Was this uncalled for?
Yes, it was really very uncalled for.
How are you feeling now?
Physically, I'm feeling a little bit better. Mentally, I don't.
Could you explain what they did to you?
They beat me and my cousin, and they pepper sprayed us multiple times.
And was there anything going on, or did they just do that because you were in a group of people? Yeah.
So,
well, how old is he?
Sorry, that's Rashad. He's 14.
14. Oh so sorry.
He's very, besides nervous,
Yeah.
I noticed out of the family, everybody's been hurt, but Rashad has been very quiet and numb. If I can speak and say what he feels, I don't know. He knows what to feel right now. You know, he's been very quiet, very in his own mind, if I say. So.
And I think just the most important part here is that he wasn't doing anything.
Rashad was only protecting his cousins, and even as his cousin Juan wasn't doing nothing. They were arguing, like I said yesterday, they were arguing with children arguing with one another. Words were passed between the neighbors, not with the police, not intimidating the police, not antagonizing the police, just kids with going back and forth with words, and then the police attacked.
And are you Rashad's mother?
I am Rashad's mother.
Thank you.
So next we have speaking is Zaire. I always say Zaire. Sorry, Zaire. The daughter of Taffy and sister of Rashad. Say your name and the story.
My name is Zaire Moore. I'm 21. I was one of the people that was assaulted by the police officers. It was just for me, just like being who I am, you know, and I like the job I have, I know how to restrain people without hurting them or without them hurting themselves. So it was just like their tactics and the way they handled the situation was just completely uncalled for. You know, just keeping us in a van in the back like for an hour, having my nephew and my niece screaming and stuff. It just wasn't necessary. Throwing kids in the back of a van, leaving them on the floor, dragging kids out the yard. It was just really uncalled for. And then like them telling me I'm a he, she, you know, all that. It's just like at the end of the day, I'm a female. I know who I am. And if I'm telling you, I shouldn't have to go through that. it's just as simple as take my word for it and not just have me go through stuff like that. It was just very uncalled for and just unneeded.
How are you feeling today after all this happened?
I'm feeling okay, just trying to keep my composure and just handle everything I gotta do just for me and my family and just get it out the way.
What would you like to see done here in the future? What are the next steps for you?
Definitely defunding the police, a public apology to me, my family, and just, there's a lot, like a list, but it's just like right now, it's just definitely a public apology and defunding the police because it's unnecessary and they need better crowd control, better tactics, all that.
Would you mind me asking your age?
I'm 21. No problem.
So next we're gonna have another young victim speak. Please keep the questions to like a minimum.
Hi. What is your age and your name?
I'm 17. My name is Juan.
You speak a little louder.
I'm 17. My name is Juan.
Could you just explain what happened?
So me and the neighbor was having work in the street. Then the police rushed into the yard, grabbed me, brought me to the middle of the street, started beating me and my cousin, and pepper sprayed us. They was saying I was hitting them when I had my hands up. They locked us in the back of a paddy wagon over 100 degrees, no AC. I'm burning, saying I can't breathe, and it was just.
What was that like for you emotionally?
It felt like torture.
What would you like to see done next?
I'm gonna leave the demands to.
Sure. Yeah. Thank
Right.
you very much.
Only for lawyer purposes.
Yeah. Hi. Your name and age.
So speak up.
You have to speak a little louder. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
And I'm 14.
And just tell me what happened to you.
So they was chilling and the cops in front of us. They was pepper spraying us, they was pepper spraying little kids, all that. They was beating up my brothers in the street. He had his hands up on the floor. They was pepper spraying us on the ground, all that. And the way I feel about this is this needs to be stopped, to be honest. Like, the cops are ruthless. Nobody's doing nothing about it. It's crazy.
What do you think about this happening to yourself at your age? You said you're 14.
To be honest, I just feel like somebody needs to do something about it. Like, this shouldn't be happening.
You said Nathan? Ethan. Thank you very much.
She doesn't want to talk. She was one of the young ladies who was hit and assaulted and thrown into the minivan, but she doesn't want to talk. But she was one head thrown against the paddy wagon and thrown in and left in the van for an hour without being pepper sprayed and having to have everything. So she was one of them as well.
Excuse me, my name is Raymond Lee, and I want to reiterate what my daughter said about how brutal they were. There was no need for that. There was all kinds of little children running around. You could see clearly a captain or lieutenant, whatever, in a white shirt, spraying down in my video with the little kids. It was just totally crazy. Then you had one standing there going at the little kids, who wants some more, who wants some more. And for me to just stand there, I don't know what made me do it. And focus, we have to get something from our perspective. That those animals was kneeling on my daughter's neck and their head until I had to tell them that's my daughter. That's my daughter. Don't do that. I didn't want to see her be the female George Floyd, with these jerks with their knee on her neck and on her head and punching on her. The sergeant with the glasses, the little old man, decided to punch on already handcuffed woman, and as you can see in the video, she's clearly saying they said we're going to arrest you. She says, okay, you can arrest me, I'm not going to resist. It doesn't make any sense. It was the neighbors who initiated everything, and as far as them saying they came to my house, our house, on 47 calls, it was probably a combination of my house and neighbor's house calling on the neighbors that live in the red house for playing loud music, partying all night, and want to line up lounge chairs all around my property, almost up to my front steps, drinking, smoking, and whatnot. How is anybody supposed to live like that? We want to live like you would expect to live, 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 or anyone here would expect to live. We want to live in peace. I go to work
I come home, I'm with my family. You don't see me hanging out there in the streets unless I'm at work. That's it. I work with Brother Gary here. I would like to work with Sister Tara here, and everybody else that's committed to just peace. You know, you get it from all sides. I got law enforcement permeating all throughout my job, okay? Which, you know, I don't mind. Some of them are very good guys, but some of them I really don't trust. And for lack of a better word, I don't trust law enforcement as a whole because they cover up the things that they do. There was no need for what happened. Absolutely no need.
How old was the youngest?
There was a one-year-old that got pepper sprayed.
And what happened? How did they do that?
They just ran up and started, you see it in the video, watch the video, he's spraying, get back, get back, get back. And for absolutely no reason other than intimidate, I'm standing right there, so I'm figuring that they're gonna come to me because, you know, I'm a black man. And most of those police officers, some of them I would suspect don't really care for black people or anybody for that matter. And they just didn't. They just bypassed me. But what I think they were trying to do was trying to antagonize me when I seen my baby. And you don't know how much restraint that I'm surprised that I had when they're nailing on her neck. And everything that happened with George Floyd and him being murdered, Sandra Bland, Michael Brown, Trayvon Martin.
Go ahead.
Okay? You know, and what about poor Breonna Taylor in her home, sleeping? And they're gonna come to my house like that in force? Okay, you're the police force. But you don't have to respond like that to a bunch of little kids. I was a grown man right there, and just like I said to you, you guys at the end, the ones who were standing there, especially the little one, talk about, oh, I did what I had to do. And I told you, oh, I was standing right there, all you had to do, send a mask or right to the skull, you would have got your pound of flesh for the day, and you would have been happy. That was uncalled for and unnecessary. Unnecessary.
Do you have video of the officer kneeling on your daughter's neck?
It's in the video that I posted.
It's
in the video
It's
that I
posted.
It's already posted.
It's already posted.
Channel 12 has it.
It's already posted.
Have police responded to that at all?
No.
They're not gonna respond to
They're being
Respond to
arrested.
what they did.
You know, they're not gonna respond to that. It's just a tough.
So, just before we wrap it up, one second, please, could you? Before we wrap it up, you did see the video of the police in their video they released on the body cam. The body cam clearly shows the officer saying these are a bunch of juveniles. Right? These are idiots. Call the kids these two idiots. He, she's, butches. Okay, so what's in your mind must be an action, must come out as an action. And I feel like they was riled up and their actions spoke for themselves. Again, as Brother Gary said, the family's working with lawyers. And the community's wrapping their arms around them in much as way we can. We're trying to get the young ones counseling, if they're going to accept counseling, even for the adults. You know, because this is not easy. You know, I go home at night. I get phone calls late at night from Taffy at what, 8:30, 9 o'clock? Tara, I'm getting phone calls, being called niggas and the cops and this and that. How did they even get her phone number? So this is a process, and this is a process we will stand behind them in the community. You know, the rest of the community's here, the Nonviolence Institute. She's on live. She's
Black
Lives
Matter's here. Rhode Island Pact and Black Lives Matter. So we're here to support. And be here as a community. That's it. Oh, so we have to say.